I haven't even seen this. Wait, where's the Balance Manifesto? Is it here? Aha! There we go. Game balance in Battle of Exile. Echoes of the Atlas. As with every new league and expansion release, we're making a variety of balance changes to broaden the number of builds that are competitive in the end game. Okay, so that's, yeah, so when they say it like this, I have a feeling of our stacking being gone. While lowering the power of specific mechanics and outclass. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I guess bye. We outlined the most important changes below and discussed our reasoning and methodology. Specific values will be available to read tomorrow in the patch notes. Game balance, Ascendancies. In addition to reworking the Elementalist, Inquisitor, and Deadeye, we made several changes to every Ascendancy class. Rather than going over every single change, here are the general philosophies. Improve interesting stats on Ascendancies while removing less interesting or less essential secondary stats. This brings these Ascendancy closer to the style and design and intent of Battle of Exile's 2 Ascendancies, where notable passives have fewer stats but are individual more impactful and interesting. For example, Quartz Infusion on Raider now grants phasing at all times. Ooh. And a 50% chance to dodge attacks and spell hits. That's kind of cool. Previously it was just, yeah, different ways to get phasing. Yeah. Rebalance the power of notables within Ascendancies. Yeah, this is like, reminds me of Slayer. We want the choice between notables to be more flexible, with power moved away from generic bonuses. For example, Master of Metal has had one additional Impale hit and its chance to Impale removed as the passive had too much power, while Inspirational now gives a higher value of Aura effect in place of its movement speed. Bonus to focus more on power than Aura effect. Is it back to the Slayer? Rebalance the power between Ascendancies to encourage players to re-examine optimal strategies. For example, Trickster's Escape Artist node provided too large a concentration of offensive and defensive power for hyper-evasion and energy shield characters, so the chains the dodge spell hits if your energy shield has been removed, while attack and cast speed per ghoster has been slightly lowered. How much is that again? It's like 10%? If I remember correctly. And this is gonna be 3% instead of 4. Oh no! My Trickster is dead, dude! Oh no! Okay. Slayer's Masterful Form node was seldom taken and wasn't providing enough power as it should. Even for Frenzy Charge, invest characters so no grants +1 Frenzy instead of Charge Ration. That's nice buff. Can you give up? Oh, I haven't been like reading chat at all. Because I know people are just saying shit, so I'm not even looking at. I guess I can.
Fresh meat.
I guess I can. If you wanna try to keep it clean. Don't like Paramopan, everyone. I guess I should include in title, please no spoil. Do. Okay, where were we? Yeah, here. So yeah, based on this, Trickster is fine. Reallocate stats between Ascendancy passives and change the layout of or bonuses of the Ascendancy where it would make the Ascendancy more attractive to a wider range of character builds. For example, Chaos Cold damage for time multiplier on cold is within present Bridge Wake instant grants more chaos. Yeah, this is a really nice change. I really like this. I really like how they made that. Making these nodes useful for hit-based chaos and cold builds while leaving the nodes similarly powerful for chaos. In some setups, they're actually powerful than before. It's gonna be video, but most likely. Aura stackers. As new mechanics have been introduced and players have optimized builds, characters using multiple auras have grown significantly in power, both offensively and defensively. These builds moved above or acceptable top-end level of power. The addition of alternate quality effects on aura gems, which added extra effects to your auras, were a large contribution to this. We have made few radical changes here. Radical changes. Our alternate qualities that granted you and nearby allies extra have all had significant value reductions. We believe in the general case, especially when playing solo, these will still be desirable given the regular quality effects on aura gems provide very little in most scenarios. This is something that will be revisited if the standard quality bonus granted by all auras is changed in the future. I mean, aura stackers were already good before the introduction of alt qualities. Like, they were already good without alt qualities. They just, like, skyrocketed them and made it a lot easier to get going with little, like, a smaller investment. But, yeah. Not surprised at all about this. Okay, small passive skills on cluster jewels that granted increased effect of non-current skill from your skills and increased effective now grant 3%. Ouch. Ouch. Oh, yikes, dude. From 6 and 5% respectively. These desirable stats were cards on the regular passive tree, often requiring large investments to reach each cluster, but they became very accessible once cluster jewels were introduced. After this change, using multiple cluster jewels to upgrade should be less efficient than the regular passive tree. We've also adjusted the cluster jewel notable passive Stalwart Commander and First Among Equals, as they also were providing too much. Okay. So, to me, this sounds like low to mid-end aura stackers are kinda dead, but high-end are still like, don't give a fuck. Like, high-end aura stacker will still walk over any content there is available in the game. Cutting these nodes in half does absolutely not break those builds. It needs much more investment now, though, which is, I think it's fine, right? For me, considering going aura stack as a install self-found, well, now I basically have to get all the gear before. High-end aura stackers should definitely be viable still. Yeah. I mean, I'm not at all surprised that they nerfed aura stacking. Top end like 250% aura effect now. Yeah, I'm not sure. I would have to actually go and calc how much it is, but for the record, my aura stacking guardian with the Spectrus absolutely shat on Awakener, and that was with like 180 aura effect. So yeah, they're still gonna be a thing for sure. I'm expecting aura stackers on the top end still to be the best build in the game. Based on just reading this, of course, there could be some other changes to Guardian or Ascendant that's gonna change that. But based on this alone, I think it's still the top end builds. It's just gonna need more investment now. More money needs to be dumped into it. Impale mechanics. By using the Impaler keystone in combination with the Call of Steel skill, Warcry-based characters could deal unreasonably large amount of damage with a single hit followed up with Call of Steel. I never noticed that. No. The Impaler keystone now prevents Call of Steel from removing impales from enemies for 4 seconds after you impale them. Similar to how it prevents enemies being impaled again. This allows builds to retain some interesting interactions, but prevents all damage being completely front-loaded before boss has chance to act. Damn. So the damage is still there. You just have to wait. Yeah, for this kills the mapping build entirely. The mapping is gone. That's yep. For all builds utilizing Call of Steel, the Lord of Steel unique jewel provided 2 large damage bonus from a single item. Yeah, that makes the fucker shit needs to be nerfed. The Lord of Steel jewels that kind of increase the reflect damage now grant 20 to 25 instead of that's still a lot of damage, but this here is big. They entirely gutted the mapping build. If you're using the keystone. And you don't really need to explode things in map. No, the point is you Call of Steel once, and then you ground slam or whatever once, and then you Call of Steel immediately after, and the entire screen exploded because you have so much AoE and everything. So that style of mapping is now completely gone because you have a 4-second cooldown. The entirety of the build for purpose of mapping is gone. It doesn't exist anymore. You still do a lot of damage if you actually do this. Like if you wait for the 4 seconds, but it's entirely gone. What else? To allow players to invest in Call of Steel without requiring specific unique tool, the Swift Skimmering passive tree cluster has been adapted to a code mode. This half of the cluster allows players to invest in Call of Steel maximum charge, use speed and damage and AoE. Okay. Interesting to see if people are gonna be using Call of Steel with Ground Slam without Impaler. That's what I'm curious to see. If people are gonna be doing that. I mean, it's probably gonna work, but it's gonna be much worse because you don't have the Omega stack more multipliers for the first hit that then impales everything and then everything explodes. To me, it sounds like the play. That kind of playstyle is kind of gone. But honestly, to me, I said it multiple times when I was playing the build, that it felt super weird that you Warcry like 10 times, okay, not 10 times, and then you hit once. The actual hit doesn't do shit, but then you yell again and everything explodes. It's like it doesn't feel like you're slamming the ground and everything explodes. Like it doesn't, to me, it doesn't fit the like the fantasy of slapping with a big ass mace and everything dies, personally. Well, yeah, that's a way to nerf the build. Oh yeah, there's the gloves. Yeah, the gloves could, yeah. Yeah. I wanna see somebody attempt to do the boom boom or like the slammy bammy build and then use like without Impaler and see how it works. It might do enough damage for mapping, but I don't know. We'll see. We will see, I guess. Oh god, minions! Raise Spectres and Golem Minion builds usually outclass other Minion alternatives and are one of the most optimal mid-investment builds. Yep. So made some significant reductions to their power. Oh shit. Uh-oh. Raise Spectres will now be monster level 72 at level 20. Have lowered accuracy. I mean, that doesn't matter for spellcasters. To rolling match raise zombies at same monster levels and slightly slower monster level scaling past gem level 20. I mean, it would be nice to actually know what the gem level scaling is. In addition, we have made minor changes to the Day of Tool Spectres, which no longer grant reduced damage taken to allies and grant slightly less chance to dodge attacks and spells for their Snow Cloak. Skill's this ability was providing more defensive power than some of the most effective player defense skills. That's a good nerf. I agree with this, for sure. The knife throw skill used by Syndicate operatives is no longer considered a spell, as this created unintended uses by combining both attack and spell supports. Okay, so the most interesting part about the Syndicate operatives just got removed, and that was the mechanics, how the build worked, where you could combine like spell echo and then attack stuff. So that's kind of sad. Yeah, this also nerfs them a lot, by the way. Oh yeah, pinpoint doesn't work with them anymore anyways. With that. Okay. Holding that love readings in the Robert. Oh god. And I don't know what it looked like. But yeah. The thing is, they are still like the best way to spectator scale endgame. Probably. I think, because you can go crit with them, you can convert them. Now instead of using spell echo, you just use another more multi. So I think they're still good, but not as good. Okay, let's see. With the minion-related class dual notables, Rodent Class and Renewal have had value reductions as they provide effective damage multipliers at higher values. Yeah, Rodent Class, which is that's the Impale one, right? Was really, really good. Oh wait, there's a Golem shit. Carrion Golems and Stone Skills have had their damage reduced at all levels, with Carrion Golems getting the more severe reductions as their power exceeded that of other Golem types. Elementalist Golem passive in general provide fewer offensive bonuses to Golems, in part because the rest of the Elementalist now provides effects that increase damage taken by enemies. So okay. I wonder what the Necromancer has changed, because the proper high-end Carrion Golem builds will on Necromancers and not Elementalists. So okay, they got nerfed. Cool. Thanks. Can I get the patch notes now to see how much they got nerfed? Okay. Also, you know what, like, this line here is just like screaming, you can't play SRS, go back to SRS. Outclass other Minion alternatives. Maybe they're buffing SRS as a result of this as well. No, not. Okay, let's see. Improving underused skills. While lowering the power of specific abilities, we've also improved the power of others that haven't seen the limelight recently to bring them up to a more competitive level. We have buffed more than 40% underrepresented skills. Now that if a particularly unloaded skill has not been touched, that doesn't mean we've forgotten about it. Rather, that we believe that numerical tweaks alone won't be sufficient to provide the experience the skill could offer, and we are intending mechanical changes to skills sometime in the future. Well, that's very vague. Patch notes teasers. Scorching Ray has a base, yeah, so they halved. So this means it's gonna be turning much faster, and it's gonna drain your mana pool. Except, no, never mind. So they over half that as well, so yeah, that's nice. That's actually really nice. The skill ramp damage on tougher enemies much faster and reaching the state where it applies fire exposure faster. That's cool. Oh wait, I really need to fucking read, dude. Is there anything else I'm missing? We made buffs to damage of skeleton mages, the speed of unearth and the offering effect of the leech of obliteration equal as they were not. Yo, that's nice. I really like that belt already. I like that. Nice. Okay, so we read this, we read this, we read this, and now this. Good. Improving underused solid. We read that already. There's really nothing I missed here, right? Yeah. So one thing that, by the way, one big thing that this does is it's gonna lower the HP of the minions that are used for DD as well, because the level of the mob scales the HP a lot. Okay, what else? Coprolaz projectors and all they're more damage. Cool. Coprolaz now converts 60% of physical to chaos from 50. Damage multiplier per remaining chain has been added as there is no longer a stat of this kind on the Deadeye Ascendancy. Okay. And the mechanic is an interesting way to improve Coprolaz. The skill of conversion has been increased to make it easier to fully convert. Cool, cool. Frostbomb now has an added damage effectiveness of 300 from 200. Yo, Frostbomb leveling. Hello. No change at level 1 up to a lot at level 20. But people don't really use Frostbomb to actually deal damage. It's really nice for leveling because of this. Really nice. 50% more damage from your crafted weapons early. But you don't use Frostbomb in maps like endgame maps. You just level better with Frostbomb. With shit like added lightning or added cold or the flat on your weapons. Frostbomb was a support skill to stop region for boss. No, Frostbomb was a legit skill to use like between Act 1 and 2. Maybe we can use it in Act 3 now, I don't know. Did you see the Nuki clip of it? No. I can imagine him just making fun of it. Gains an additional range at the gem level, up to 7 at level 20. This change enables the skill as a powerful nuke ability when fully supported. Oh, sure, dude. Sure. Yep, powerful nuke incoming, dude. Oh, God. Oh my God, what is this? What's the clip? Which one? There's two clips. There's two different clips. The FP scuffed or the POG? Second. Oh God, dude.
We're doing Archmage. Now here's the cool stuff. Wait, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
That is so weird. We're doing Archmage. Now here's the cool stuff. Wait, what the fuck? That is so weird.
Yeah.
We're doing Archmage.
Sorry, is
Now here's the cool stuff.
this is supposed to tell me that it's actually
what
gonna
the
be
fuck?
good?
That is so weird.
I mean, people. I mean, it's cool. People already use it to debuff bosses. I wouldn't exactly call it a nuke, though. Especially considering it didn't even one-shot all of those. It literally didn't even one-shot the packs in PA. It has a really good damage effectiveness, and it has a decent added flat, so it can definitely do damage. It can definitely do damage. But there's like 100 other skills that do the same and don't have a cooldown. So am I. Oh man. It also has a cooldown too before it actually does anything. The cast it has a cooldown, and then when you cast it, there's a duration before it even applies the damage. Second wind. Imagine making a nuke and then putting a second wind into your nuke, so you can nuke twice instead of having a bigger nuke. I'm expecting people not to make Frostbomb builds. Sure, maybe you 4-link it or something now to help give you some extra boss damage, but that's about it. I will sacrifice my currency to make it work. Dude, people like literally kill Awakener with a default attack with enough currency. It's like, whatever. Okay, other skill changes. Earth Shatter now has slightly more variance on the distance spikes appear from the initial slam location, and the explosion radius for spikes has been slightly lowered. The intent of these changes is to reduce the spike explosion overlap, particularly on large single targets. That's a good change. I think that's fine. I think it's depending how big the changes are. Like the new radius, it's still gonna be fine, right? But I don't know. We'll see. I would have to ask. I would rely on Alk's opinion more on this than mine. He has played it way more. It is a nerf. It is absolutely a nerf. It's just like, is it nerf that actually matters? Is everything else still worse than Earth Shatter? If everything is still worse than Earth Shatter, then it's still good, right? So it's hard to say. It's just based from this. What do Earth Slammers play now if Earth Shatter is better? Well, the Earthquake does do some damage. Yeah, I'll just play whatever is the strongest. You know, maybe Alex is just gonna play Bleed Earthquake. Oh, who knows? Bleed Earthquake does some good damage and it has good AoE. Contagion has had a small reduction in the skill's radius. In combination with Resistance Strain, it has consistently been one of the most efficient skills to clear packs of monsters. Okay. A small reduction. Do I have a... do I have everything here? Just to get an idea what the radius is right now. Oh wait, this is a Slinger. So let's... So you can get 2 alt quality gems that give AoE to Contagion. Alright, Contagion itself gets AoE from quality. Ink Effect, there's a alt quality that gives an extra 10% AoE, and then Intensify has another AoE here as well. So in the previous patch, or like this patch in Heist, we gained 20 free AoE, which is like 1 extra radius at the end game. Do I? Fuck, this tree is a mess right now. So I have those, you can take those, that's fine. Okay. So this is 30. Also, you can get more AoE from gloves as well. I'm not sure if that's enough to give you another one though. Where's the craft? There. So this can give you an extra 10%. So even if the radius was 30, it's still good enough. Even 30 radius is good enough. So if they were, yeah, I don't think they're gonna kill it at all. Like in the slightest. They would have to do a massive nerf to the base radius of Contagion for it to not be good. Oh, what's the base radius? Fuck, I don't actually remember. Is it on Wiki? It might be on the Wiki. What's the base? It's 20. The base radius is 20. So this is like, how much AoE is this? This is 175% AoE. But this is with 2 alt quality gems and 10% from the gloves. They would have to cut this a lot, right? What was it, 75? No, wait. Oops, not 2 point. Oh, how much was it? It's gonna be more than fine, I think. The radius have they would have to make the radius like 15 or something. Then it would be pretty bad. Okay, other changes. We made a variety of small changes to be aware of, often as solutions to specific balance concepts results of Ascendancy changes. Flasks. The internal cooldown on effects that grant flash charges on critical strike has been lowered from 0.2 to 0.1. That's kind of cool. Make it in a more consistent and effective way to generate flash charges. This change was made as part of improvements to Master Surgeon notable on the Pathfinder, but will affect all modifiers that can flash and critical. Dude, that's really nice. That's actually really, really nice. This is still a global to all of your flasks, but if you are doing a build that could only use like a few flasks, then that's a really good uptime on it. This is really, really good. Unique items. Replica Nebulas provide too much potential damage for a single item, particularly for builds that didn't care much about survivability. Now has 15 to 20% increased cold damage from 3 to 5%. 1% missing cold resistance. Wait, what? Diamond Flask scope. You can't have this on a Diamond Flask. Surgeon mod can't exist on that. Oh, it has a cap. Oh, I see. Okay, that makes sense. It's just capped. Okay. So it's easier to max, but there's a cap. Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind that. Replica Alberons now grants 1 to 80. Per 80 versus 50. Ooh. I mean, it was pretty fucking good. It was probably a bit too good. Martyr Finishman, yeah, so these are gonna be nerfed because of the battle mage on Inquisitor. No longer grant added damage to spells. Now grant the new battle mage keyword instead, which grants added spell damage equal to the damage of your main hand weapon. It's been changed because of how powerful their damage would be if the player had battle mage from Inquisitor, and yeah, and then this. I mean, this is still pretty good, right? Yeah. Alt quality changes. A small number of alt quality effects have been changed to specific problematic interactions. Animals, oh, no longer triggers when hit effects from reflected damage. This is to prevent cases where the animals are more than quality, and hitless unique sword could permanently freeze most monsters in the game. Kick. Divergent Plaguebearer no longer grants reduced chaos damage taken while incubating. It provides 2 significant defensive bonus, particularly for builds utilizing the Divine Flesh Keystone, especially when combined with quality enhancing effects. It now causes the Plaguebearer buff to have 0.6% poison damage over that multiplier. Hey, now you do damage. That's kind of sad, but it was very powerful though. Animals, KP, Plaguebearer, and Scourgearrow have been lowered in power to be more in line with power of their other quality effects. Okay. Yeah, this is a fair nerf. This was really, really strong. I don't even remember what the Anomalos is in this. I actually don't remember. Far shot. As part of changes to the Dead Eye Ascendancy, Far shot has been changed. It now causes your projectiles to deal 20% less damage. Very closely. It's basically made it into a pinpoint, point blank. But reverse. Up to 60% more at the range of 70. The units is quite the distance. Where's the I have the distance here. Wait, that's bad. Can you do that instead? So that's 70. 70 is at the like. So wait, how many? What line is it? It's that. So it's at the edge of your screen up here. So whatever is at the top of your screen is gonna get max damage. It's not quite the edge of your screen in the other directions, but at the top of your screen it's 70. This affects all items that grant Far Shot as well as in the Dead Eye Ascendancy. This makes the choice in playstyle between Point Blank and Far Shot more interesting. This is, and now stacking the two is not a good thing to do anymore. Because previously you could actually have Far Shot and Point Blank and it was still kind of nice. Now, not so much. Yeah, now it scales, which is really good. Previously, it was always 30% at this or higher. There was no in between. So now it just scales, which makes it really good. The new far shot is really good. This is a buff. This is absolutely a buff to far shot. It's probably linear, I would assume. Tailwind. As a part of the change to Dead Ascendancy, Tailwind buff now grants 8% from 10. The intent is to slightly lower the power of the influence modifier while keeping it similar power to Dead Eye. Yep, makes sense. Elemental Aegis effects. To improve the general strength of Aegis effects as part of adding Primal Aegis to Elementalist, all Aegis skills such as the one granted by Magna Eclipses no longer have the recharge timer interrupted by damage if the buff is depleted. This makes the Aegis skills a much more reliable defensive mechanic when regularly taking damage. Yo, that's cool. That's really cool. Yeah, nothing too unexpected here. Okay, not gonna lie, I was slightly surprised of the contagion nerf, but everything else, I'm not really surprised about. This was, I would even say this was expected. I wouldn't have been surprised if they didn't nerf it, because it was like one of the things where, you know, spending more time and currency, it allowed you to do big things. You can still do. I'm still expecting Aura Stackers at the high end to be the best builds. Unless there's something else coming up from the, you know, the patch that we don't yet know of. But based on all of the stuff we have right now, I'm still expecting this to be the best. I haven't seen the Ascendancy trees yet, so I can't say for sure, right? I don't know if Guardian still has the... if Ascendancy still has the scaling. But, yeah. This was... The way they nerfed this Impale mechanic in the Call of Steel and... the Impaler was a bit weird. Because it completely kills the playstyle entirely. I mean, you can still do Call of Steel without Impaler to kind of have the same way of the playstyle, but your damage is just gonna be like nothing. I think the Wraith Spectre gem level is a bit uncalled for. I think they could have nerfed it some other way instead of lowering the level. Because it makes Spectres now less tanky than they were, and not all Spectres were really tanky anyways at the moment. So that's a bit weird. Golem, we just need to wait to see what the Golem numbers are. Carrion Golem has been nerfed like 3 or 4 times, by the way. And it's still like absolutely god tier build. So it remains to be seen how much it is actually going to be nerfed now. Are they actually going to bring the hammer down on it this time? Because the last times they brought the hammer down to it, it was just like, you know, tickling it a bit. And I feel like the reason why they did this, the level scaling chains, is so that people using Spectres to get more damage for DD wouldn't get as much damage anymore from them. And if they did it because of that, that's just like yikes. Because they nerfed every other way of using Spectres because of that. But I don't think that's the reason. It's just... Sure, the level... Going from 76 to 72... Not only is it a lot of less HP, it's a lot of less damage. It was a lot... This is a big damage nerf. And one less Spectre? Sorry, what? There's no mention of that at all. There's no mention at all that you're gonna lose a Spectre. Yeah, I think honestly this I'm kind of indifferent, I guess. I'm grown numb to nerfs, okay? I am excited of one thing though. It doesn't appear that the SRS got nerfed. And I was kind of wanting to, you know, bring back the SRS a bit. But I was hoping to do it with hour stacking. So now it remains to be seen how much of that is gonna be. Fucking got it. Okay, so SRS did get nerfed, I just don't know about it then. Okay, fuck. Oh, fuck. Or you're memeing, I don't know. Maybe you're just memeing. Our stacker completely annihilated. Dude, you know what's gonna be nice? The people knowing how to POB the builds with the changes, to realize that our stackers in the high end are still gonna be fine, are gonna be able to make their build for so cheap, because everyone thinks all of the items are completely worthless. So people can just stock up on the items, make the build, and then they just gonna resell for a massive amount, massive amount of profit. Has happened so many times, and I'm expecting it to happen this time as well. High-end auto stackers are still gonna be insane. Because the budget auto stacker, in trade leagues at least, is still already really good. Auto stacker's bad, voice 5 chaos. Yep. Yeah. Auto stack's still alive. No, it's completely dead. Haven't you heard? From 1 billion DPS to 5 million. Like 500 million. Yep, dead. He dead. And high-end Aura Stacker in 3.13 will absolutely shit on anything this game has to offer, except like Omega deep type, like deep delving. But like any like normal content is just gonna be. I was sitting on the zeros in Soul Self-Found with like 170 or something aura effect. It's gonna take me much more gear now to get back to that, of course. So, yeah, like it's gonna be fine. And there were some buffs here too. There were some unexpected buffs. I mean, we already knew about the far shot. The elemental Aegis buff is really nice as well. I mean, it's not totally dead, but the amount of currency you need to make it happen isn't worth it compared to any other build you'd invest in the same into. But it's still pretty well, from what I've seen so far, and you know, playing this game for I don't know how many years, it's still one of those builds that you can actually keep dumping currency on. It doesn't really have a plateau like other builds. It also means less people are gonna attempt making it, so you're probably gonna be able to buy the gear a bit cheaper.